So the last event we have of the 2016 season. It's been actually our first, this ends our first formal year. Next year is going to be our first year anniversary, so we're going to be doing a little bit of a special event that day. So it'll be the second Tuesday of January. Now, with that being said, we want to thank you so much for coming out directly to this. StartupTech started off as a small little group, really with a bunch of early stage startups. Me, myself, and my business partner and some friends that we just had issues in our own business when we were starting it. You know, we knew a few things that we thought we knew really good when we were developing our product, but in reality, we didn't know what we didn't know. So hence, the way this group basically started was the fact that we wanted to share some of our experiences, some of our contacts, and we've been really privileged to see how the group and the community has grown over the year. I mean, all in all, if you take all our meetup groups that we run, StartupTech by itself is a little over 2,000 members right now. That's just in Toronto, not including Waterloo and Buffalo. We have a reach right now of just a little over 4,000 members between all our meetup groups as well. You know what? We're here for you. The benefit what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a true ecosystem where it's not just an event you show up at. I mean, if that's all you want, that's fine. But if you really want to take advantage and really want to share your knowledge and be part of us, you know, part of StartupTech and part of our mission of helping others, you know, this is what we're all about. You know, we rely on you guys. If you guys need anything, let us know. You know what? We try to bring up a few startup companies that either have been around, just started, or in beta, or just some really cool products that we've seen over the last little while. Either an IoT, it could be a SaaS model, an app, something really simple. I saw something a little while ago, I think over the summer, that really intrigued me. And one of the things was this new company, Lookify, that I thought was a really, really cool idea. So I'm more than happy to have Kira come out here and talk a little bit more about your company.
Thanks so much, Ryan. Lookify is a startup that brings travelers and locals together. So it's like if you're going to a city and you don't know anyone there, you can go on Lookify. There's about 50 locals in each city. You can read about them, filter based on interests, and then meet up with someone who has shared interests, who shows you around the city like a friend would. So that's the gist of it. We started off in Toronto and Paris, launched in New York in March, and are planning to launch in Mumbai and Delhi in the coming weeks. So yeah, so stay tuned. We got some media coverage. Maybe that's really nice. Heard about it. So on CBC last year, and in Toronto Star and Metro in the summer. So it's exciting. We're working on completely doing an overhaul of the website. So I almost wish you wouldn't check it out right away. Maybe wait till January. But yeah, there's a great video which explains the concept.
It's a great idea.
Okay, thanks so much.
Not a problem. Come on, try to keep our timing. Brett, come on down, and happy to have you today.
Thanks for having me.
It was actually really nice to see you in Waterloo when I first met you again.
Oh yeah, that was a great event actually.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
It's actually going to be really good. We're doing a roadshow again in February, so it's going to be the official launch of doing these expos, roadshows, and some speaking series from us. So
It's great.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thanks. So I definitely want to know a little bit more about you. That's one thing that really intrigued me when I was starting to do some research on you and your background. I mean, it was so varied. So definitely, you tell us, and so everyone else knows, you know, just a little bit more about you, what your background is.
Well, I guess I'm an immigrant. I came to Canada back in 2003.
Yeah.
So it was it's quite some time already.
Time goes by fast.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, you know, I started my first company, I guess, back when I was in university.
Mm-hmm.
And so I still run this company. I'm hands-off, so it's
Yeah.
I guess it's up and running, and I'm on the board of directors. And yeah, so when I came to Canada, started another company here, and met my friend who's still investing in startups and businesses, and that's why I'm involved with startups. Yeah. But the company that I founded was kind of conventional brick and mortar.
Okay.
So it's not tech company
Okay.
per se.
Okay.
Yeah, but the business structure is pretty much the same.
Structure business is business. You gotta make sales.
So absolutely.
You gotta be profitable. So tell us a little bit more about your journey. So you're originally from Russia. You came here, and then what made you get into starting your own fund, and then also being part of the York Angels?
By the time the company was running by themselves, and I was helping. I was lending money, and I was helping other founders to to solve the problems of sales and with just general, I guess, the strategy. And I realized that there's actually formal networks, network of people doing the same thing and helping with money and with advice. And I joined York Angels. It was five years ago.
Yes. What was the catalyst that made you want to say, you know what, this seems like a cool group, let's join up?
It was naturally. It's just, and back then network, the Angel Group was pretty much just formed. It was like a year, and there was 10 members only.
Oh wow, okay. So it's really growing.
Yeah, now it's almost 60 plus members, almost 70 members. Yeah.
Definitely grew quick.
So and we actually one of the two biggest group in Ontario, the Golden Triangle Angel Net, out of Kitchener-Waterloo area, and the York Angels, two of the biggest group in Ontario. We screen companies, 150 to 200 companies a year. Yeah. Not all of them go to the invest meeting. Obviously, some of them do, and we have monthly invest meetings. Usually 5 companies present, and we invest in handful of them. Okay. So it really depends. So it's every investor invests his or her own money, right? So it's let's say some investors think that this is the right fit, and they want to after the pitch they want to discover more about the company. We set up a deeper dive session when we spend 3-4 hours either on the premises of the startup, or we invite them at our office. Yeah. We ask questions, and during those times we basically decide whether or not we in or out, right? Okay. And then we go for the formal due diligence. When we have lawyers involved, we can basically we check out if there's any skeletons in the closet that we red tapes. And if everything is good, then we proceed with the investment. Okay, so it's almost like basically the whole functionality is almost like a sales funnel. So you get all these people first doing the pitches or doing the signups. From that, it starts going to more of the due diligence, and then you start highlighting who's going to be. Yeah, absolutely. That's what we do. So it's, investing in startups is a risky business. So most of the startups, not all the startups, but most of the companies fail. Right? Few of them succeed, and only a handful produce the astonishing results. So we after the those few. Although there's like we understand there will be lots of losers per se, but it doesn't end the game. Yeah, so you're doing it for the end game. So by inputting or by spending X amount of money directly, eventually through all these investments, you get something. We're looking for for ideas that potentially can be scalable. So that's then. Ideally, if the startup has revenue already, if not, it's post-product. At least they have to figure out the, what's the MVP, know the numbers at least, right? So they have to be able to present themselves. Yeah. So they've done the pitch. It sounds like they've. So the first thing getting you intrigued is the fact that it sounds like they've got something really cool and they really know how to sell it. Yeah. Absolutely. So that's the first. There are lots of great ideas. After like several years of listening to pitches, I've heard everything. But from the idea to execution is like a big gap, right? So that's gap. At the end of the day, we're looking for true great entrepreneurs, right? Yeah. So idea is not that important actually. So when it comes to investing, what kind of companies are you looking for? And then also, if there would be a formula, what kind of formula are you looking for when it comes to investing? Well, there's sayings like investing in startups is more an art than science. But again, it's all about the people in reality. So in the early days, I was chasing the next big idea, right? Yeah. But there is none. I mean, well, all ideas are great, but the execution is the key. So and people who drives the businesses. That's and as I said, true grit entrepreneur, they can demonstrate that they can overcome obstacles, they can work hard, that they can deliver. That's what I'm looking for. And if the if the founder is right, they can figure it out, right? It's not a problem.
Yeah, I know we use this a lot of times when we do our meetups or our interviews. It's basically, at this point, it's almost like dating. You're just trying to feel them out. You're trying to see, is it something I'm comfortable with? If I'm going to be investing the money, is it something I can feel comfortable coming in, visiting, having a coffee, having a drink, sitting down, and making sure you're able to develop that kind of connection, right?
So for us, like a screening meeting is I guess it's a first date. So when we try to understand what's the business all about, what's the is there any users, is there any products, or it's what's the stage to start with, and we're looking for cues that can provide us the answer to the question whether or not it's the actual entrepreneur running the business. Again, idea is like just a small subset of the whole picture. So the people are everything.
Okay.
That's what we are after.
Okay. So outside of the things we just discussed right now, outside of this, also outside of the company's financials, is there anything else specific you're looking for? As you mentioned before, it's a little bit about the skill sets. Is it the strength of the founders? Who's in the team? A little bit making sure that they do have some kind of IP, or there is some kind of a secret sauce. What are some of the things that you guys are looking for in general?
I personally don't care about IPs.
Okay.
Other investors do, but
yeah,
my personal opinion. So I think it's a waste of time and money because you have like a handful of people. Sometimes it's just you and the founder. You have to make sure that you focus on the execution, the idea. You have like this much time, and that's it. So if you're going to be doing the IP and all the have the lawyers involved, it's lots of money and time devoted to the. And in reality, what are you trying to protect? So if somebody wants to copycat you, if you're talking about the big guys, so for them it's going to cost 5 times as much and takes 5 times longer. So they would be willing to buy you, right? So like, why would they even copy you? So, no point for them, right? They're too big, right? Yeah. So I mean, like if you worry about the IP, I would say forget about it. It just it doesn't make sense unless you're in the business of creating kind of like you inventor. Like you create stuff, then you license it, and then create new stuff and you license it. It's a different story, right? It's not a pure startup. It's actually not a startup at all. So it's different. I know some of the inventors. They have like several inventors under the one company. They invent stuff and they, it's justified the having a paid patent. But otherwise, just I think it's not.
So when it comes down to looking for a company, are you more interested in this is the strength of the founder, or are you looking at and maybe his background, or are you looking for this is the culture, this is the team that he's put in place, and this is what's going on? What gets you more excited?
Well, the team and the DNA of the company, right? But again, usually it's two guys, right? Two girls. It's just 3 people. It's not even a kind of company per se. So it's just they're just starting out. Those small cues, again, they can tell you a lot, and you can read lots of recommendation from angel groups. They say, okay, you have to look for the proven team, right? Like look at those big companies, like Facebook, Google, you name it. They're all built by unproven team that's passionate enough to build something that they don't know. They have no fear to pursue the dream.
Cool idea, hungry, seem to have it together, and at least they're all on the same page.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. Then based on your investment history, what are the type of companies you are looking for personally, and why those kind of companies?
I'm looking for tech companies.
Okay.
In reality, it's they're not easily scalable, but at least for investor, there's like we can see a horizon for us where we can even exit, right? We can make actual money. So technology, mostly technology companies.
Okay. Any specific technology that you per se that you say, oh my God, this is really
Web,
cool.
mobile, anything that that's really get me excited.
Yeah.
So if it gets me excited, then I think it's gonna be excited during the Series A and Series B rounds. Yeah. So if it's boring, I kind of
Yeah.
Even if it's profitable and they have like revenue, and but it's boring, and it's the growth is kind of incremental, and the team is not good, so I probably stay away.
Yeah, too risky.
Yeah, I would rather risk investing in private company. With some with users, of course, with, some validation. Than in the post revenue with kind of. So that's my preference. Again.
So I guess that leads into my next question. With your years of experience in engineering, from what I've read before about you, and being an investor, what really gets you excited when investing? So again, it's technology companies, so nothing specific. It's not the AI stuff, or let's say the VR, or anything right now that really piques your interest.
Anything goes in technology. So it's just as long as they solve the problem, and they can make money out of it. Or they have users that they, active users that appreciate the service technology. They use it on the, regular basis, and they can, even if they can figure out how to monetize now, they can do it later. But if they can demonstrate they have they have a rapidly growing the database of users, that kind of stuff.
When it looks at investing specifically for angels, what is typically the percentages of monies that normally most angels, let's say you look at your angels, what do they normally put in when it comes down to investing? And typically, what kind of ownership do they normally take, or what's?
Well, it really depends. There was no standard, I guess. But to give you the perspective, it's anything anywhere between 200,000 and 500,000 investment per one company. And ownership, it really depends on the different factors. Some companies value it at $1 million, some of them up to 10 million. So it's the big range. It really depends.
So there's no set fee saying, okay, you're looking at an angel normally between 250 500. They normally take 20% or 30% as a base average.
Well, 20%. 20%. I guess nowadays valuation starts like usually 2 million and north. So it's pretty rare to see the 25% stake in company for 200,000.
So when it comes down to I guess, again, your experience, and you start looking back. So if you had a magic mirror and you start looking back at what you've learned and what you've seen, basically as, I guess, through your journey as an investor, what is the one thing you would have maybe invested in a little differently or done a little differently?
It's a great question. I guess...
you must have seen a lot of crazy stuff over the
years. Absolutely. So, first thing comes to mind, so I would probably tell to myself, okay, do not invest in this company because they're gonna fail miserably. But at the end of the day, so if I wouldn't invest in the company, then they don't know it, because it's I guess the investor it's not it's a journey, I guess, right? It's not a destination, and by doing mistakes you actually learn, right? So it's nice to have a portfolio of all winners, but at the same time you can learn out of the portfolio. You have to have losers. I guess I would say invest less. Kind of that's what I probably do. I would say invest less, learn, and then you can scale.
Well, based on your experience, just that you mentioned right now, what would you think are the top 3 things startups should be doing if they're looking for investments? And what are maybe the top 3 things they should not be doing if they're looking for investments?
Well, first of all, not all startups need investments, right? So it's a small subset that needs investment. But they really think that they can bring this to the next level and can make it a great big thing, right? So if it's if it's like a small service business, a family business, and you don't have plans to exit soon, and you don't have plans to build it in something huge. So it's not fundable, right? Because of just the
nature of the business.
It's just the business is not fundable, right? But the first thing you have to be ready. So you have to be. So if you want to raise money, pre-product, it's almost impossible. The problem is because nobody wants to risk the money so you can test your ideas. So you have to. Demonstrate you can actually build the product or provide services, and you're probably going to pivot from the original idea, because nobody's perfect, right?
Yeah.
And
You learn
once
from
you,
your mistakes.
yeah, once
Yeah.
you once you figure out the what your actual business, and you figure out what you need to do, and you have great vision where you're heading, then you can use the investors' money to fuel the growth. So think about the investment to fuel your growth, not to test the business idea. If you want to test the idea, you will hard time raising money. So just you want to waste investors' time and your own time. It's just it's really hard.
And nothing else that really comes out.
Well,
as,
you have to know your numbers. You have to know
Yeah.
your business. All metrics. That's that's.
So standards, and
Yeah,
knowing
yeah.
competition, understanding what you're really using the money
Absolutely.
for.
Yeah, you have to you have to have a DAC with you use competitors, and with a small due diligence, there are lots of information available on the internet, so you can find anything you need to do, how to prepare to the pitch, and and lots of actual investors in Ontario.
Now, do you yourself personally, do you prefer investing in companies that have either done it completely on their own or are part of an incubator already, an accelerator program? Is there anything that specifically jumps out and says, you know what, this style of business makes more sense?
I actually like companies that coming out of incubators. We fund many companies out of DMZ, and there are some successful companies. And incubators, they provide the structure, they provide you with not only the space, right, and the actual vibe. So you can talk to different startup owners, and some startup will fail. You can recruit the yeah. So it's just
You're poaching.
it's the whole world. I
Yeah.
guess, and I strongly suggest who is thinking to build a startup join the incubator or accelerator, and there's quite a few of them. Like DMZ, Velocity, you name it, Communitech. There are lots of them, and they really help.
Now, based on your journeys, what you've seen over a number of years, being an investor here with York Angels and stuff that you're doing right now personally, what are the things that you find is Canada really seems to have their act together and really starting to come together? What has really gotten your attention right now in your Canada?
Well, the startup scene in Canada is really huge nowadays. So see, it wasn't the case 10 years ago or 5 years ago even. So it's really picked up. So I think it's we're building a new kind of Silicon Valley in Kitchener-Waterloo area, and it's becoming really big, and I'm really proud of. So we'll see how it goes. In terms of lots of new accelerators, open sky. So
That's
it's
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, and I think one of the big things, again, I think it's being used more and more, and it's true that, I mean, the advantage of being in Canada right now is we have some great talent. We have, there's availability of talent here.
Absolutely.
As opposed to, you don't have to go down to the States, you don't have to be going down to these places and paying enormous costs.
Not only that, so the currency rate exchange is probably going to be not for long, but still, right? So we've got advantage of it, and access to talent, infrastructure, and lots of immigrants coming here every single year. Downtown, that was like 5 years ago, you can't even recognize it. It's just
Absolutely. So what is? I always basically ended our conversation by asking everybody, as our featured speaker, what's that one piece of advice that you would give early stage startups? Now, based on the fact that you have invested in companies already, what's the one piece of advice that you typically give them, and that you would give anybody here that wants to do their own thing?
Well, never ever give up. That's the
number
key.
one.
Yeah, number one. Then you can figure it out.
Yeah. So be vested.
Absolutely.
But I guess the one big thing I hear over and over again is at least be coachable. So if you're actually giving them advice or you're trying to talk to them,
well,
pick it.
It's really a matter of preference.
Yeah.
For me, it's just I don't care about the personality of the as long as the integrity is there, right?
Yeah.
But some of the great founders, the complete jerks, right? They look at the employees. They talk about they're not happy about the bosses, right? And I mean, as long as the integrity is there, so and you're willing to, you know, grind, and you're willing to, you know, go forward. That's the main key for engineering, for entrepreneur. That's what matters.
Yeah. So what's the coolest thing? Before I break out into the questions, what's the coolest thing you've seen that really you think is, oh my god, this is the coolest thing I've seen so far? I want to invest into it, or I think I'm going to invest into it.
In San Francisco in October, it was seen by BioBeta conference. It was synthetic biology. I'm not sure if you know familiar with synthetic biology, but it's basically. In 2011, we created the first synthetic life, which means that it was a clone, just a new life that was created from the computer, which is kind of mind-blowing. Yeah. And now we've got the programming language, basically like a Verilog or a computer chip. Like, you know, we can, if you don't know the biology, you know Verilog, you can actually create synthetic life.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, so it's we're going there like pretty fast, and it's like we're gonna pretty soon create new creatures that you know that never existed before. Yeah. So we're gonna create our own, I guess, destiny. It's scary, right? It sounds really scary.
Hey, every time I have a tech
but it's really cool.
I can tell you when we sit down and talk in socials and everyone's talking about polarities or singularities and talking about AI and how everything's coming in, it blows my mind because it seems like you're talking about pure science fiction, but with science fiction, you start looking at what people are doing now. This was science fiction a few years ago. So talking about all the AI, talking about the drones, talking about virtual reality or augmented reality, was all stuff that wasn't just people's imagination or things they thought about.
Oh, absolutely. Look at the autonomous driving. It was like several, decades ago. It was like a science fiction. Nowadays, it's a reality. We have cars driving by itself. In 10, 15 years, we have, it's going to be a mass adoption. Yeah. Right? So that's how fast it goes.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for everything. You have about 2 minutes to talk about your company and do a quick little pitch.
So I'm doing this for the first time, so
that's what we want to hear.
Great. So I'm the founder of MyTripAmigo. You heard about it. So it's a travel technology company using deep learning algorithms. So what we're looking to solve is a lot of times. So I'm an avid traveler, right? So a lot of people face difficulty when they think about planning a trip. So they don't have time. So a normal journey would look like that you would think about going somewhere, you would go online, start searching for flights, start searching for hotels, start searching what to do in the city, and then you go around. It's a vicious circle which is difficult to get out, and then you realize that you're spending hours, days, weeks trying to figure out your trip. That is what we want. That is what we wanted to solve through MyTripAmigo. So what we have done is that we have developed an algorithm that can integrate all the inputs we spoke about. So it's a platform on which you could come, you could book your flight ticket. So we have tied up with some of the biggest companies that you would already be using. We have our own set of attractions that you could choose from what you want to do. That's it. You just create your bucket list, you click on a button, and you have your itinerary, you have your multi-day, multi-city itinerary within 5 minutes. And the way we make it is, it runs on an optimization algorithm that minimizes your time, distance, and budget across all the days you're planning. So if you're planning a trip to Europe for 10 days, all you need is 5 minutes. I think it takes more time to drink a beer now than you will take to plan the trip on the platform. And that's not just it. So the other problem that travelers face is that they spend a lot of time planning the trip, but when they're in the destination, they're completely lost because either they don't have internet or they reached an attraction that is closed now. How do you get over that? So whatever itinerary you create or whatever trip you create on the website or on the app, it gets downloaded onto your phone automatically, works offline seamlessly, and it can help you navigate, and it's your smart assistant. So it can tell you, hey, it's lunchtime, check out some of the restaurants close by, or it can tell you, hey, you're running late, you may miss your last destination, why don't you move it to the next day, and it recalculates and reoptimizes your trip for you on the go. So it's really a platform that you could use from the day you think about doing the trip to the day you're back home. And where deep learning algorithm comes in is that you just have to create a few trips on the platform, and then the platform will be able to understand what kind of trips you want to do and how frequently you do it. And the next step is you just send a message saying, hey, I'm XYZ, I have $2,000, I want to spend 7 days at the beach with family. Send a message, and the platform will create full trips and send it to your email. So that will have your flight bookings, hotels, attractions, and it's customized just for you. So it's a trip that is made just for you.
Fantastic. Sounds so cool.
And to finish it off, we're at the beta phase. We launched the beta product 4 weeks back. We already have 700 users on board, 48% of which are repeat users. We're looking to expand to 5,000 users by end of Jan, and we do our full launches in Jan. So right now we don't even have the app. All people are doing right now is understanding how optimized itineraries is, whether it makes sense, and we have great feedback so far.
Fantastic. Looking forward to seeing a lot more about it then. Perfect. Step on board.
Hello, everyone. As I mentioned before, I'm part of a startup that's called Do It, doitinc.ca. And basically, like I said, what it is, it's a marketplace for skills. And the idea was formed because the founders, they're new to Toronto and looking for individuals. For example, go on Facebook, hey, does anyone know a personal chef? Does anyone know a trainer? Does anyone know an accountant I can use? And didn't like the idea of going on Kijiji or Craigslist because there are a lot of dodgy individuals on those websites. So this is a platform where it is just a complete marketplace for skills. So you've got the seekers who are looking for individuals to hire, and then you've got the specialists. The specialists, what we're looking for in the specialists are people who are freelancers, people who work for themselves, and people who are hobbyists. What we found that while doing the research, we found that there are a lot of people who have day jobs but have special skills that they don't necessarily market, I guess you could say. So for example, someone who's an accountant in a day, but can also is interested in hockey and would also like to coach hockey and would come on our platform and do it. What we like about the platform is that it enables an individual to create, at least a specialist, to create a profile, and then individuals can come, do a search, looking for a hairstylist, looking for an accountant, looking for a lawyer, and then the price is there. What the great thing about our website is that it connects people within the distance and within their community, and so we're taking an engagement offline to offline via engaging online first and then taking it offline.
Perfect.
That's it.
Thank you so much. This is really nice. This is great to hear about seeing the local companies launching a new product. So with that being said, thank you so much for doing the quick little pitch. I know it's a little impromptu.